steps in the instructional design process, and in this video that's what I'll be attempting. Step number 1 was analyzing the requirements. 4 areas of analysis are paramount in this step. You need to understand the audience. In that way, you need to consider the learner's needs and the institution's needs. Issues of the age, education, experience, the roles should be considered. Then we need to consider the content. What is the key message? What examples of case studies will you draw on? Then we also need to consider the technology. Is it a learner's management system that you are using? What are the available devices? Then number 4 is the branding or the expectation. What is it that you want to give to this particular design? So those are 4 issues to consider in step number 1 of analyzing requirements: the audience, the content, the technology, and the expectations for your brand. Step number 2 is identifying learning objectives. This will help the design to be able to stratify or separate what is helpful and what is essential. What is helpful can be termed as what is good to know, and what is essential is a must-know thing. Step number 3 is to develop the design. When we are developing the design, we need to organize content in a logical approach. Determine the approach you want to use. Do you want to use stories? Do you want to use games, problems, or videos? What is important here is to be consistent. Then determine the approach. Then attention should be purposed. You need to draw the attention of the learners or the users, and this can be done by incorporating maybe motivational videos for interactivity, reflection questions, scenarios and examples. Step number 4, you need to create a storyboard. In the storyboard, you may have to visually organize content and present a flow of the topics. What will be handled after what is the sequence to be followed. Simultaneously develop related documents such as job aids and glossaries, defining some of those new words and so forth. Step number 5 is for the designer to develop the prototype. The prototype will be used to approve the design strategy. Link the storyboard to the functionality of the prototype. What is coming after what? Okay. Audit and manage the deviations at this step. In this case, the organization for which you are designing will have to ascertain if you have put into consideration what their definition was, and any deviations have to be managed at this point. Step number 6 is to develop training. How do you incorporate all issues in the learner management system? The training will include the graphics, the interactive elements, assessments, recordings based on the storyboard. You need to train the users. You need to train the staff. How will they be able to work with this design that you're coming up with? And step number 6 is to deliver the training itself. Ensure the compatibility with the learner management system. Deliver special features, for example, how to track the learner's progress, the assessment performance, how to generate course completion reports, and how to add pre or post training resources. All those things we need to train them to the users. And then last but not least is the step of evaluating the impact of the training. Here you get to know from the learners as well as from the organization. Learners will give feedback as to whether it is engaging or it was engaging, and as to whether it was useful. Did it meet their needs? And likewise, from the organization point of view, you will need to know from them if the design has met their expectations or their goals. Thank you. You're welcome to critique or add on to this.